Ready or not, basketball season, we're looking ahead to it here at Jacksonville State. Practice going to begin this weekend for the Jacksonville State women's team. Rick Petrie entering his second year as a Jacksonville State coach. I know you've already been working out. There's never any downtime anymore in college athletics, I don't think. What you've been able to do in the offseason and with the individual stuff and then with 3 at a time, 4 at a time or whatever, are you ahead right now of where you were this time last year?
There's no question about that. For a number of reasons. Number one, when I came in this time last year, there were no veterans to my system. Everybody was new, so we were starting from scratch. Now we've got 9 kids in this program that were a part of that system. Plus, we got this past summer, we got to work with our kids. And our newcomers, for instance, our newcomers are so much further along at this stage now than we all were at this stage last year. So there's no question we're further along, and so now when we get to practice, things will probably be able to move at a pretty rapid clip, which will then allow us to maybe do a few more things and have a few more things installed before we even play our first game.
All right. Expectations were not very high last year when you came in. Now, after the season you got to the tournament, got to the semis. Now here we are. Expectations probably going to be higher going into the season. Preseason polls will be out here in a few days. I would think you're going to be picked upper half of the league. Would you agree?
Yeah, that would be logical. Last year we finished. If you stacked both divisions together, we would have finished 6th out of 12. And then, of course, after the postseason tournament, we finished in the top 4. We have everybody back. So logic would tell you that we should be picked to finish at least 6th. Logic would dictate that. So I do expect we will be picked to finish in the top half. I can't say exactly where. And in our league, last year Tennessee Martin was so overpowering compared to the rest of the league because of the 2 4-year starters at the point and 2 guard spots. And, of course, one of those young ladies, Heather Butler, actually played in the WNBA this summer, 8 games with the San Antonio Stars. So they were overpowering. With their loss, I don't foresee there being just a incredibly overpowering team in the league this year. So I think from top to bottom it'll be pretty competitive night in, night out. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out once the season begins.
Well, the fact the ladies have been in your system for a year and with the success they had last season, I'd say there's probably a lot more confidence right now than there was last year too, correct?
There's no question. I mean, this time a year ago, we were wondering if we could win, more than 5 games, and obviously we far surpassed that. So now because of that, as you mentioned at the beginning, now there's an expectation that why can't we win the whole thing? That's the expectation that we have as coaches and our players do. Now, a lot of other teams in our league have that same expectation. Belmont's going to have that same expectation because they have everybody back. You're going to have Tennessee State has virtually everybody back. You're going to Tennessee Tech's going to have a nice squad. So you got a lot of teams in our league. They're going to say this is wide open. Why not us? So, but I think we're in the number with those people. So now we just have to roll it out and play. What will be interesting as we get deeper into the season is, health is always an issue, and you hope that you're healthy and particularly healthy in the right spots.
All right, we're 6 weeks out from the season beginning. As we sit here right now, if I ask you, what's the biggest key for you this year? Is it better perimeter shooting, better inside presence, better post play? You mentioned injuries. As we sit here right now, as you go into the season, what in your mind is the biggest item for your squad to be successful this year?
Well, I think that the most important thing on the defensive side of the ball is to pick up where we left off, because I think we finished very well defensively last year. So the important thing is to pick up where we left off and have these newcomers indoctrinated into the system so that they understand exactly what the rest of us are doing defensively. And then offensively, it's about securing more firepower and giving us the chance to be more flexible with our lineup. We only had 9 healthy kids from January 7th on. We were very restricted in terms of what we could do with our lineup. With the people we've added and with their skill sets, we've got some more flexibility, which should be able to help us maybe do a few more things, maybe do a little bit of pressing, which last year we did 0 pressing. So to create some more other types of opportunities for us in the flow of the game. So I think that defensively it's picking up where we left off. Offensively, it's now about getting more comfortable within our system. And listen, the bottom line in our game is that at some point you're going to have to make a shot. And so, if we can become a better three-point shooting team from the perimeter, that opens up things for our post players in the middle, and it opens up things for our drivers as we drive to the basket.
All right, one last thing, schedule. And you've added Texas Tech and playing Alabama to begin the season, those two. Overall, a pretty aggressive schedule.
It's a solid schedule. I think it'll give us a pretty good barometer of who we are as we go into conference play. And so I'm pleased with it, and now it's just a matter of us hopefully getting some folks coming up and showing up and seeing what we have to offer, because as anybody will tell you, at any stage of athletics, the more people you have in the building cheering for you, the more of a lift it gives to you as a home team. And so we look forward to that this year.
Hopefully you'll have that home court advantage. And I left out one thing, go back to it, and you mentioned this in an interview that we did recently. You've got the 9 players back from last year, know the system. Also, I guess, with the newcomers, how it all meshes and blends together is going to be pretty big for you, isn't it?
Well, there's no question, because, again, those 4 kids want to play. Yeah. We have those 9 that we had, and all 9 played in all those games, and they played a specific number of minutes. Well, now we got 4 new people who have come in, and they're going to want to play too. So, and they're capable. So now there will be competition for that time that there wasn't as much competition for last year once we hit early January. So that will make the dynamic very interesting, and blend will be a very important thing as we move forward throughout the year.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to it. Good luck this season.
Thank you, Mike.
Jacksonville State head coach Rick Petrie. By the way, you can find out more about season tickets. Go online at JSU GamecockSports.com.